Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and we are pleased to have a return appearance on our Spotlight on the Community show. The good friends from Greater Than Tech. Joining us is Jasmine LeFlore. She's the executive director, and with her colleague, Dr. Brittany Wheeler, director of education for the organization. How you doing, Jasmine?
Good. How you doing, Drew?
It's been a while. It's been a little minute. I know, my goodness. And Brittany, how long you been working with Jasmine? Like since the beginning of time?
The beginning of time. It was love at first sight.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, people don't know that.
It
was love at first I am. I'll tell you the story later, but...
And first instant message. Okay, I like that.
Yes.
See, an old guy even knows what I am means. So someone tipped me off on that. Jasmine, I'll start with you. What's the mission of Greater Than Tech?
So Greater Than Tech, our mission is to create the next generation of innovative technology leaders by teaching girls and underserved youth STEM and entrepreneurship and through immersive educational programs.
That's great. Brittany, how long have you been in the field? Have you always been interested in this? You've been a teacher, technical expert?
Me and Jasmine actually worked together before we did Greater Than Tech together.
Okay.
So we met at work at a company. We're both engineers. I have an engineering background.
Uh-huh.
So I have an undergrad in mechanical engineering, an MBA, and a doctorate in engineering. So engineering is my forte, but I've always been passionate about kind of creating those new Brittany's and Jasmine's.
Right.
And bringing it up. I always had a passion for that. So that's where that comes from. One thing, I don't know if you guys know, but me and Jasmine, we connected at work, but we were...
I was fangirling Brittany.
No, she wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well, it's on record now. Okay, there we go.
So you know.
It's not. So I won an award for work. It was called the Accept Award. I was the first recipient of it and a Black recipient of it. And she was
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I was like, I see you.
And then I messaged her back, don't see me, be me. What? Like, come on, let's do it. Girl power. And it was love at first.
That is true.
Message.
Have you always been interested in engineering?
Yes, I always been interested in engineering. Actually, my favorite movie is Apollo 13. That is like my number one.
I've only seen it 100 times, but
I love it. I can
literally
watch it
100 times. I'm not joking.
Really?
Oh no, I love that
watched it
movie.
last week.
Yeah. No, I just I'll Netflix it or whatever the case may be. I love it. It's one of my favorite. What's your favorite scene in the movie?
When they fit a square inside of a circle.
Is that the best thing?
Yes.
That's engineering at its best.
Yes, at its best. So I was just like, I can do that.
So have you seen the real documentary on Apollo 13?
I did.
Okay, which parallels the movie pretty doggone good. Oh, that's terrific. And, Jasmine, how about you? Always interested in engineering?
Always been a little nerd. Used to take things apart, do puzzles with my grandma, always was tinkering with stuff, and lived by airport or was on the flight path of the airport and thought planes were cool. So I was more experiential with the nerdiness.
Right, exactly. Okay, so now you're in elementary school, you're in middle school or junior high and high school and said, okay, I'm going to be going to a university that focuses on this. Is that correct?
Yes. I mean, I went on a college tour when I was going into my 9th grade. So that's when it clicked for me.
Nice.
I saw the wind tunnel of the University of Michigan Aerospace Department. So that was the aha moment of like, oh, this is how I learn about planes. So
yeah, I think one thing that we have common in our stories is there was people involved that inspired us. So I had in high school a math teacher, and he was like, "You're really good in math," and I'm like, oh, "Okay, well that's cool." He was just like, "So what are you going to do?" And he had a board on the back of the school, and it had the salaries and the positions and that were good in math. And I said, "Well, what's the highest one?" He said, "Engineer." I was like, "Then what else would I do? I'm going to make money."
I love the fact you were inspired by that person. Who inspired you, Jasmine? Did you have a teacher very similar to Brittany?
I was a part of a nonprofit called the Carrera Program, and it was about helping at-risk youth not have teenage pregnancies. So we used to go to this place after school every day, and they used to take us to different activities. And that was how I learned more about aerospace and college in general.
Right.
So it was a group of people.
Sure. So how long you guys been doing Greater Than Tech? How long now?
So on paper, 2019.
2019.
Okay, very, very good.
But if so we can answer this a couple ways.
Please, as many as you want.
So on paper, 2019.
Engineering, there's many ways to get to the answer, right?
I always say 2021 is our false start because 2020, COVID very
years.
much
Yeah, you
debating.
can't really count COVID years.
Yeah, right.
Like our very first workshop was March 14th, 2020, and then everything just shut down.
Right.
So I look at 2021 as that real starting in the community.
Year.
Yeah.
Nice. And so,
but then us working together, me and Brittany on programming.
Yeah.
We've done this since we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, for quite a while. So let me ask you this. We'll say 2021, right? And is it just growing? Are you pleased with certainly the trajectory of not only what you folks are doing, but getting more women involved in engineering? Start with you on that, Brittany.
No, I'm very satisfied that where it's going.
Yeah.
I feel like when I first started, I didn't have any role models. It's like I'm navigating a world that I never seen anyone who looks like me in. And that's pretty scary to do.
Absolutely.
But now, once being in the field and even trying to pull little girls up in the field, I'm like, yes, this is it, to meet other women. And that's why me and Jasmine, it was love at first IM. It's like, oh, you're doing this too? I'm doing this too? You're from an inner city? I'm from the inner city. She's from Flint. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm just like, wow, we really did it. What can we do together? So I'm happy to see that, of course. But there's more to do, right? The numbers don't lie. Yeah. So I feel like even though I am satisfied, I'm not satisfied because the numbers don't reflect that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Where'd you grow up in LA?
Well, there's two areas. So my family's from Inglewood.
Okay, yeah.
But I went to high school and grew up in northern LA, which is like the San Fernando Valley area.
Okay, yeah. So I grew up on the west side of LA. My relatives lived in the valley. Thank you very much. At Sherman Oaks and Van Nuys.
Yeah, so my mom wanted opportunities for us.
Okay, very, 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 very good. And I actually played basketball against a really famous guy from Inglewood named Reggie Theus, who played for the Bulls. You have to Google that name and so forth. And so, did you go to University of Michigan?
Yeah.
So you went to any football games in the Big House?
Oh, of course. That was the thing to do there.
Of course it was. And where'd you go to college?
University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Oh, UNLV.
I'm a running rebel.
You are a running rebel.
I am a running rebel.
That's terrific. We're chatting with our friends from Greater Than Tech, Jasmine LeFlore, the executive director, joined by her colleague, Dr. Brittany Wheeler, director of education. I'm Drew Schlosberg. As you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, we are the nation's longest-running community podcast. We're now in our 19th year, brought to you by the very, very cool folks.
Round of applause for that.
Yeah, and that's something hard to believe in many ways. Mission Fed Credit Union is our sponsor for 6 decades. They've just been doing phenomenal things in San Diego County, whether it's food insecurity, whether it's art, whether it's education, literacy. They are on the top of their game. So, you folks are working with exclusively girls, is that correct or not?
No, not
correct.
exclusive.
Good. That's how rumors get started.
We're not exclusive.
Okay, good. So, but it's underrepresented kids, correct?
Underserved.
Underserved, thank you very much. Underserved. And what age groups?
Middle and high school.
Okay, so
about 11 to 18.
Oh, is that right? Okay, so 11 to 18. All right, very, very good. And, with this, do you track them? Do you follow them after they graduate from high school?
They follow us.
No,
we definitely do the pre and post survey. We have our CRM of folks. We were just talking about it today where we're like, we've worked with so many kids over the years that we probably need to do another touch base on some that we haven't seen. A lot of them do come back and do repeat programs. Yeah. For example, we have a space prototyping program going on right now, and we seen some familiar faces pop up like, oh.
Yeah, talk about that program. What's that about?
Yeah, so Dr. Brittany, you want to talk more about it?
I think you do a good job. I'll talk about our pathway to alumni.
So we are partnering with Equity Space Alliance, and we're doing a program through Aurelia Space where we are working with students and teaching them how to prototype things that will go into a zero gravity flight. and it has the potential to eventually actually go on an astronaut. So this program is all about design thinking. They're actually, doing something where they're creating a wearable for someone to actually fly in space.
And what she didn't tell you is this program is normally for college students. We are the first group that is taking high school students to do this program.
No, that is very cool.
And what I also didn't tell you is that one student will actually be on the zero gravity flight flying the prototype.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Is NASA involved yet? Will they be? Maybe? Hard to say.
Possibly. So Aurelia Space, they are a part of MIT.
Okay.
So I know there are some connections there. So
right.
TBD.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's terrific. So how closely do you work with the County Office of Education or the different districts?
We want to work with them.
You want to?
Be close to them.
So, but you're not?
Not yet.
And why is that?
We gotta hear back from them.
Well, you're talking
Drew.
to.
Hook it up.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. What's up?
Well, you've been to our events, Jasmine, and you know that we're well connected to the superintendent at the county.
Yeah, we've
office.
been to Soup Tank. We want to go back.
Yeah. Did you miss this year? Did you go this year?
No, we didn't make it.
Man, it was best ever.
Really?
Yeah, we had about 170 people in Warren Auditorium, and now people were actually bidding on pitches.
Ooh.
So it was. We'll definitely get you teed up for the fall. I'm not sure what day we're going to be doing this. You should also, I think, go to our summit, where our annual College and Career Pathway Summit is set up on February the 27th.
Oh, wow.
I like that.
Yeah, we have, we've had breakout sessions on, AI, personalized learning, engineering. My good friend and business partner, Charles Parisi, will be leading a couple of these sessions, all about careers and TK to 12. Can't stock.
Can you get us tickets?
Yeah.
I know. Don't talk dirty to us.
Sure. You can, man. Happy to do that. The point of it is just getting the students, and you guys know this, interested in whatever. They may have 15 different career choices by the time they get into sixth grade. But the bottom line is, when you have a skill set like you folks in engineering, my goodness, the pathways are just absolutely phenomenal.
Yes, I agree. One thing Jasmine didn't touch on that I want to touch on is, you mentioned, do we connect to the girls once they graduate? Yes, we do. They'll text us like, what do I wear? Mm-hmm. Like, we took one of the girls, she had just graduated from college. We took her on a shopping spree to get her first set of professional clothes. So we always keep that connection, and then trying to connect her to get internships. But one thing that we like to do is we don't stop at high school. We offer internships for college students. So even if they do go to college, they can come back with Greater Than Tech and have the option to create opportunities for other young girls and actually get paid for it. So it's like a non-indie shop. The clock keeps ticking. It's like, whatever you want, we got it at Greater Than Tech.
Well, that's, certainly where the world goes anyway in education. And we come back from break. I want to talk about Lead San Diego. It's near and dear to my heart. And I know you were there at Humphreys.
We were.
Well, I didn't get a chance. I was trying to sprint over to see you, for God's sake.
Oh my gosh,
here. And
obviously
I'm old and feeble. I couldn't get there fast enough. But I said, I know those two over there. And we'll talk about that award as well. And we always save time, as you know, in the second half of the show. What can our listeners do to support your efforts? Volunteering, funding, teaching, everything in between as well. And then, where do you see Greater Than Tech going in the next 4 years, 10 years, 30 years, who knows, okay? And give some thought to that when we return with Jasmine LeFlore, Executive Director of Greater Than Tech, joined by her colleague, Dr. Brittany Wheeler, Director of Education. I'm Drew Schlosberg, listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 19th year, brought to you by the amazing folks of Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades of doing great things for people in San Diego County, and there's some other folks that are doing wonderful work in our county. Our friends through Greater Than Tech, Jasmine LeFlore, she is the executive director, joined by her colleague, Dr. Brittany Wheeler, director of education. So I'll start with you on this, Brittany, and then we'll pivot over to Jasmine. You have a game plan in this world where things change exponentially in about 4 seconds. It's hard to do these 5-year plans these days.
Yes,
and actually, I encourage people, don't do a 5-year plan because you'll be changing it in about 6 months in that aspect of it. But
a 3-day plan.
Or a 3-day plan, 3-minute, the 3-minute plan. But where do you see Greater Than Tech going?
We are going greater places.
Okay.
No, I would say that Greater Than Tech, one thing we're trying to do is create our digital transformation footprint. So we want to grow outside of San Diego. We are both from inner cities. You guys know that. We want to be able to have Greater Than Tech in Los Angeles as well as in Michigan and Flint. So I think where I see it is us growing outside of San Diego. May that be chapter levels, program levels, doing it digital while we connect different people, but we want to increase our numbers on student serve across and outside of San Diego County, and that's what I see for us.
Yeah, that's good. Want to add to that, Jasmine?
Yeah, no, I feel like that was the nail on the head.
Yeah.
I guess just technologies, right? We focus on emerging technology. So we've been the OGs with robotics for a while, and we're aiming to evolve outside of robotics and become more digital. So things like AI, we're planning a VR program pretty soon. So we want to get these students the latest and greatest technologies anytime we can.
Right. So do the students come to you via camps after school? Are you doing it during the school day? How's that work?
All of the above.
Okay, right.
That's how, So that's definitely us. So we will go to where the students are. So we'll go to their specific schools and do after school. So we'll call it After School Robotics Club or that. Or we'll host a week camp where they come to a centralized location where we team up with a corporation and they kind of give us the space. It's either or. We meet the students where they're at.
Right.
And a lot of students, one thing that we've learned just throughout this whole experience is a lot of students don't have transportation.
Right.
So a lot of our budgeting, and I know you mentioned before the break of what needs, a lot of our needs is getting these kids to and from our different programs. So we try our best to go to where they're at, but sometimes the technology requires you to be in a certain location, and that we have no control over. But we do have control over being able to take the students. There's some of us, like me and Jasmine, we actually pick the kids up from school.
Yeah,
and their school knows us, and they're like, hey, they're coming to pick up the girls.
That's very
or they're
cool.
coming to pick up the students, the guys, and then we'll take them there. So you have these co-founders and directors, and there's like, no, we'll go get the students if we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we know that's whether it's in education, whether it's health, whether it's whatever, that is, a challenge, from the underserved groups not having that opportunity to travel just because of, lack of transportation in that area. Do you see, that there is the universities that do they support you? Do the colleges, the community colleges?
Yeah, I would say to Brittany's point with partnerships, a lot of times it's space. So a lot of our Girl Meets programs have been on, all of our Girl Meets programs have been on college campuses. So we partner directly. We've worked with National University. We've worked with University of San Diego. So normally space is like where we start, but then it turns into something bigger. So, and University of San Diego, we've also been invited as a vendor or supplier to deliver camps to their programs, Black and Ingenious Initiative.
Yeah, that's a great initiative. I love that one. So you work with Perla Myers, and,
yes,
who is just
love Perla.
Walks on water.
Shout out to Perla.
She's been a longtime friend of ours. I know Charles works very, very closely with Pactful and so forth down the road. Do you see, and there's certainly, and it's not a question, how much I'll start with you on that, Jasmine, and you, Brittany can add to it. How much are you tying in AI?
How much? Man, I just did a keynote talk on AI at USD.
Yeah.
And the answer is not enough.
Right.
I know in some ways, some people are a little like nervous about it, but I feel that any huge technology, there's this nervousness. Like, I think microwaves was when people were like, "Oh, we need to stop this technology."
Color TV. I'm dating myself here. I'm older than your great grandparents, but you can't sit more than. Charles will remember this. If you are 3 feet from the TV, you'll go blind. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Which microwaves aren't great. But.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. But no, you're right. So, but AI, you need to embrace it because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
We want to do a full-out program centering it, but right now we're in that tools phase where us and our team is starting to use it to implement our day-to-day.
Yes,
right.
It's the foundation of our operation.
Yeah. If you come to our the summit on the 27th of February, and I hope you guys can make it, we'll get you some comp tickets. There's going to be a couple of sessions on AI and personalized learning and that aspect of it. How could you not talk about it in a future pathways type of a situation. So
the Industrial Revolution.
Well, listen, there'll be AI times 1,500 probably in 3 weeks, for God's sake. Talk about the award, the recognition you got with Lead San Diego, Jasmine and Brittany.
So I think it was actually October 2023. We were highlighted.
Was it 23? You sure it wasn't last?
So it was a news segment with ABC 10 News through Lead San Diego. So that's when we first got like,
the recognition. It was a leadership, community leadership award.
And then at the Leads ceremony, that's when we got the recognition of being a finalist for the Lead Visionary. What is the award called? Lead Visionary Community.
Yeah, it's Visionary Awards.
Visionary Awards.
Yeah, from Lead San Diego.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you a part of Lead?
So when I ran community and public relations for the Union Tribune, we sponsored it all the time.
Okay.
So then we'd present there because one of the iconic awards that Lead gives us called the Herb Klein Award, and I worked closely with Herb. Herb worked for President Nixon in the 60s, and then, but was the editor-in-chief of the Copley Press, and so we worked closely together. Blah blah blah. So Leads, I love Lead.
Drew, we need to interview you because
I know.
Trust me, the people would be asleep in 5 seconds. It's only because I've been around a long time. I'm not sure there's any skill set associated with me at all on this, but what's fun about talking about the programs you're doing. Of course, certainly it's elevating not just the students that you're, chatting with and you're showing about engineering. It's their whole life, their whole circle.
Yeah.
And it's, it just explodes in this area. And, I think you can't really do it enough. Are you bringing in different types of folks to work with you on that, Jasmine?
For
like engineers and...
So when we partner with companies, we are always tapping into their subject matter experts. And with us working with emerging technology, it's far and few of how many people know about these different things. We just did a capstone project.
I was just going to mention our capstone project. We teamed up with Cordis Engineering And the girls created an optical sensor that does optimal things. And it may include being able to track the detection of a fire, which is relevant to this day, track the levels of water in the ocean. But the cool thing that Cordis provided was optical engineers to work with the students, and they created it. So we work with engineers all the time. We've also worked with Qualcomm, and their engineers will talk to the girls. So you name it, we've worked with them.
So let me ask you this. Definitely want to have you folks back on if you would love to come back on.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Can you? We'll take you tomorrow. We'll take you any day of the week. But would love for you to bring in a couple students that have benefited from what you've done. Okay, and so they would. We love having this.
I talked about it last time.
I know. But let's bring them on. Let's have them on the air as well. I'll start with you on this. Brittany, what can our listeners do to support your efforts?
Everything. Well, I think the main thing that you can do is one, it's simple. It won't hurt. Follow us. Follow us on social media. We are on everything. We are on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. We are on everything to just get even updates. I think minimum that is what you can do, and I will be a happy camper. But if anything, please just donating your time, donating anything, funds, resources. We do take in-kind donations, locations, any technologies.
Tours as well.
Tours. We take the girls on tours. They've been on a STEM tour at the zoo. They've been to different companies. They've been at college tours. So if you have any resources that will benefit from our students and introducing that to them, that would be awesome.
Yeah, is that on the website? Are those list of things on the website?
Yeah. Okay. Follow our Instagram. That's probably the best place to find our information, greaterthantech.sd.
Very good. Any final comments, Jasmine?
Yeah, so I think we're in a time where a lot of things are shifting in terms of positions of power, priorities, and this is a very interesting time for us because we don't know where our next source of funding is coming from.
Yes.
Right.
Luckily, we were supported through the San Diego County Office of Equity and Racial Justice and San Diego University of San Diego Nonprofit Institute recently.
Right.
But after that, with everything changing, DEI crackdowns.
Yeah.
I don't know what's next for us from a funding perspective. So we hope that people support us still, regardless of, the different nature of what's going on. But Brittany mentioned a lot of ways to help us, but one key way is donations.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, common sense will rule. I'm not a Pollyanna, but I'm I'm
Are you a Frankenstein?
Well, here's the deal: is that what you guys are doing doesn't make it. You call it whatever you want to call it. For God's sake, it's providing just great learning for students. And that's what it is, and providing some great career pathways for these the students, and that's what it. That's what it is. That's what you're doing, making San Diego and then maybe Flint and then maybe Inglewood, better places when you start expanding. And so we're with you shoulder to shoulder. We cannot shout out enough of what you folks do. Let's bring in some students next time and we'll just continue the conversation.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you, Drew.
Always good to see you, Jasmine, and a pleasure to meet you.
Nice meeting you as well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, our pleasure. Chatting with Dr. Brittany Wheeler, Director of Education for Greater Than Tech, joined by her colleague Jasmine LeFlore, the Executive Director of the organization. I'm Drew Schlosberg. You're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. We are the nation's longest running community podcast, now in our 19th year, brought to you by the very cool folks of Mission Fed Credit Union. 6 decades of doing great things for people living in San Diego County. We hope you enjoyed the interview.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.